Hello everyone, this is Grumpmeister of the Grim Reapers, and today we're going to take an in-depth look at the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. There are a few reviews out there already for the Tobii Eye Tracker 5, but today we will be looking specifically at its implementation and viability within DCS as an alternative to TrackIR OpenTrack and even VR. To note, Tobii Eye Tracker did not reach out to me in order to offer any monetary or hardware benefits for a favorable review. For the purposes of this video, we will be discussing what will be shipped to you, considerations for compatibility with different machines, first time setup, comparison between Eye Tracker 5 and OpenTrack, pros and cons between the three setups, things that work in favor of Eye Tracker 5, and things that I'd like to see improvement on in future updates. Without further ado, let's get started. Here is the box that I was shipped. Typical wear and tear was to be expected during the shipping process. It would be up to Tobii to ensure the product was packaged and cushioned properly for delivery to the customer. They definitely had this in mind, as there was ample cushioning to secure the device. Once all of the padding is removed, there is another smaller box of which opening would display the primary packaging for the device. Once we have made our way through to the eye tracker itself, you will notice a few things. First of which is the primary eye tracker bar with protective plastic over the peripherals. For consideration, the device itself is 11.2 inches or 28.5 centimeters wide. The native device itself comes with a 31.5 inch or 80 centimeter cord to attach to your PC. For more wiggle room, Tobii supplies an additional 39 inch or 1 meter extension USB cord. In addition to the cords, Tobii supplies two magnetic strips that can be attached to a laptop screen with an adhesive backing. Tobii also supplies a Velcro attachment to be placed on the standard desktop screens. Because of how the device is attached to the screen, this allows it to be mounted not only to a traditional flat screen display, but curved regular and ultra-wide monitors such as mine. As a bonus, they even give you a wrapped cleaning cloth to ensure proper stick to the surface. The contents of the package come wrapped in the hardware installation instructions for ease of reference. Thank you for thinking this through, Tobii. As previously discussed, the way the device is mounted depends on your screen. You will want to use mount type A for traditional screens mounted under the center of the monitor. For laptop users, you will want to use mount type B and place it under your display centered for best results. In this case, I use a 49-inch 1440p ultra-wide monitor. As Tobii has thought about many considerations and uses of their product, you will notice that mount type A also has a tab that adjusts the angle at which the device is placed so that it can be adjusted to match a 0-degree leveling in relation to the ground. This allows it to be compatible with flat bottom displays such as mine or slanted/curved back surfaces. Once again, excellent job, Tobii, on thinking out the possibilities of how this could be used. The setup process for Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is actually rather painless. It has been streamlined to be ready to play out of the box. To accomplish this, first plug your Tobii Eye Tracker 5 into a free USB port in your system. With an active internet connection, the drivers and software required to operate the Eye Tracker 5 will automatically download and install. This includes the Tobii Eye Tracker Experience software that can be used to get the most out of the device. If it does not automatically download, drivers are easy to find on the Tobii Eye Tracker website at gaming.tobii.com/getstarted. Be sure to clean the attachment spot on the monitor before applying the adhesive. Next, mount the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 as previously described depending on your screen type. From here, you want to ensure that your mount is zeroed out by pushing or pulling on that tab. Once you are satisfied that it is zeroed out, you can then proceed to place the device into the mount. You will know it's properly seated when the magnets catch and you hear an audible click sound. Before operation of the device, be sure to remove the plastic wrapping that's protecting the peripherals. With the setup software active, it will guide you on your proper positioning of your device by placing arrows on the screen for alignment. Be sure to use these guidelines to ensure proper placement of your Tobii Eye Tracker before you fully seat the adhesive. Once the device is in position and the angling of the device is zeroed out, then you are ready to calibrate the device. This is automatically part of the setup process if this is your first time using this device. Now that the device is calibrated, it is ready for use. Tobii Game Hub is what is used to connect the device to the games that you play. I recommend that Game Hub be set to open in administrator mode for the first time if you're able to, so that the proper registration files can be created and allow the device to control your head movements in the game. The second step is to scan your PC for the game you want to play. In this case, we are getting a profile for DCS. If the Game Hub cannot find your game automatically, then you will want to browse via the software and find the DCS executable in your program files. Once the game is recognized, you are free to mess with the head and eye tracking sensitivity and other options within that profile. Find something that makes maneuvering with the eye tracker work best for your needs. Now, for a bit of a test, I will pit the Eye Tracker 5 against what I typically use, the popular choice of Track AR as far as features. I will go over what the Eye Tracker 5 brings to the table versus my TrackHat OpenTrack hardware I attach to my headset. Out of the gate, the Eye Tracker 5 doesn't require any headgear, allowing for full freedom of movement. And for me, that would be a plus, as the tension of headphones often leads to stiff necks, headaches, and very hot and sweaty ears. For ease of use, I will give this to Eye Tracker 5 as the setup process is streamlined. The Game Hub software offers links for help understanding which feature does what, whereas TrackHat requires a bit of seeking out software on the internet to make it properly work with a PS3 camera. Eye Tracker 5 comes with two ways to move your head within the cockpit. You can enable head tracking in the profile to also move around with use of your head movements, or you can use eye motions to pan the camera around. This works in favor of those who would love to enjoy DCS but may have limited movement in their neck and want to be able to flip switches. This would be your go-to. As the eye tracker doesn't depend on looking for diodes attached to the side of your head, it works a bit better for looking left versus looking right, as you get good coverage regardless of which direction you move your head. In addition, the eye tracker seems able to track across a 49-inch or 124cm screen, despite the website saying it works only at 30 inches or 76 meters. On the flip side, with the good comes the bad. First and foremost, the price. My TrackHat OpenTrack was about $40 when it was all said and done. The Tobii Eye Tracker, on the other hand, will run you $230. If you live outside of the EU or the UK, that could be additional customs fees. Like I said before, you can have head tracking and eye tracking enabled. Just keep in mind this can cause some unexpected consequences as hardware attempts to register both head and eye movements. This can lead to some rather jittery or janky movements. While reviewing the Eye Tracker 5, I've come to realize that if you have OpenTrack installed while you have Eye Tracker 5, this can cause conflict with the two softwares. Obviously, you cannot have both Eye Tracker 5 and OpenTrack running at the same time, as this can cause some major consequences. However, with having my diodes off and my camera unplugged, DCS will often have conflict between the head tracker software it's used to seeing and the newer Eye Tracker 5. If you are truly making the switch from OpenTrack to Eye Tracker 5, I recommend removing all the drivers for the OpenTrack software and do a clean reset of your preferences in DCS. This isn't a large deal to many who may be interested in buying the Eye Tracker 5, but this is a gripe from a streamer and YouTube standpoint. When you're in F2 or F3 mode in DCS, as in looking in the exterior views, the Eye Tracker 5 does not translate eye or head movements to look around the jet. The TrackHat OpenTrack, however, can read the diode movement and translate it to slew off the plane so as to make it not the central focus. Again, take that with a grain of salt if that's something that doesn't bother you for functionality. With all of those in mind, there are some things I would like to see improved on for future updates and hardware upgrades. There is no viable way to replace cockpit clicking with the Eye Tracker 5 to allow for more hands-on the throttle and stick. Eye Tracker 5 does have compatibility with Windows Hello features to allow clicking if you stare at a location for long enough, but there is no way to select exactly when it will click. If it is at all possible, I would love for the hardware to detect a blink or a wink of an eye to register as a left or right click in future upgrades. The inability to look around the jet while in F2 and F3 external views is a bit of a bother, as I've mentioned. This is another feature I feel will be able to be added via a software update. This may have been an issue with the copy I received, but it seems the adhesive for the mount is inadequate to keep it properly seated to the monitor. A mix of a pull from the cord and the weight of the device can make it easy for the whole mount to fall off, let alone have enough adhesive power to allow the customer to detach it via Velcro. Again, this may have been a fault with what was shipped, or improper initial seating, but this is what I encountered. On the plus side of all of this, one of the things I would like to highlight in this review is the support that is offered with the Tobii Eye Tracker. If you have issues with your device, or you have questions about functionality, you can contact Tobii support either from their website, help.tobii.com, or on their Discord, which will be linked in the video description. They have a following of about 1,300 people as of this video, and growing. So, what's my verdict? Based on the price of the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 and some of the limitations I spoke about, I will opt to stick with my trackhead. This doesn't mean Tobii can't come back and improve on an already impressive product though. I would love to see the improvements they implement and revisit this review to see if my mind had been adequately changed. This is still quite the contender in the market, especially when you add VR into the mix. All things considered, having a no headgear alternative that puts no additional strain on a PC's resources, to me would put it ahead of VR until VR technology improves more. Until next time, this is Gruntmeister, and I hope this review will help you in your future considerations of the Tobii Eye Tracker 5.